Vietnam Weekly News Highlights. Transport Ministry proposes reopening international air routes in mid-December. Vietnam's economy showing signs of recovery. Vietnam-US trade top priority post-pandemic. Samsung has invested nearly $18 billion in Vietnam. Nova World projects to use renewable energy, deal signed with Vina Capital. MA value soars to $8.8 billion in 10 months. The Ministry of Transport has proposed the government resume scheduled international flights on 9 routes from December 15. In a plan submitted to the government on December 7, the ministry suggested the reopening of scheduled international flights be piloted in 2 phases. The first phase will see the resumption of flights between Vietnam and China's Beijing, Japan's Tokyo, South Korea's Seoul, Taiwan's Taipei, Thailand's Bangkok, Singapore, Laos Vientiane, Cambodia's Phnom Penh, and the United States San Francisco or Los Angeles. Vietnam is showing signs of socio-economic recovery, though the COVID-19 pandemic remains complex, according to Francois Painchaud, regional resident representative of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, in the country. Speaking at the Vietnam Economic Forum 2021 on December 5, Painchaud said that this started in the 4th quarter, and the country can achieve a GDP growth rate of 2.5% this year and 6.6% in 2022. He underlined the importance of enhancing the healthcare capacity to economic recovery, noting that timely fiscal and monetary policies for right groups and tools of restructuring to support development in the long term can help minimize the pandemic's impact. Vietnam considers the U.S. among the most important and comprehensive trade partners, said Deputy Minister of Industry and Trade Du Thanh Hai at the 2021 Vietnam-US Trade Forum held yesterday in Hanoi. Hai said trade between the two countries, which grew from $450 million in 1995 to $90.8 billion in 2020, greatly benefited people and businesses on both sides. By the end of October, Vietnam-US two-way trade reached $89.6 billion, with Vietnam's exports at $76.7 billion and imports at $12.9 billion. The U.S. remained Vietnam's largest export market, while the Southeast Asian economy has climbed 5 places since 2020 to become the U.S. 9th largest trading partner. Samsung has invested $17.74 billion in Vietnam in the last 24 years, 29% of it in the last 5. With 8 manufacturing and research facilities in the country, the South Korean electronics giant achieved revenues of nearly $60.5 billion in the first 10 months of this year, Samsung Vietnam CEO Choi Joo-ho told Deputy Prime Minister Lee Min-kai at a meeting in Hanoi Monday. It marked a 15% year-on-year rise despite the challenges to keeping factories going and sourcing parts amid COVID-19, he said. Exports accounted for nearly 89% of the revenues, he added. The company is building a $220 million research and development center in Hanoi, the first of its kind outside of its home country. Property developer Novaland Group has signed a memorandum of understanding with Vina Capital for using renewable energy at Nova World project. The signing marks a milestone in Novaland's plans to use green energy in its urban areas. In recent times, renewable energy has been talked up by international experts and mentioned among the long-term strategies of Vietnamese companies. Novaland is one of the pioneers in the property industry in using renewable energy. The proposed cooperation with Vina Capital for using renewable energy is Novaland's response to the UN Climate Change Conference, COP26, last month as it seeks to contribute to the government's net zero emissions target by 2025. The total value of mergers and acquisitions, MA, in Vietnam stood at $8.8 billion in the first 10 months of this year, up 17.9% year-on-year, despite COVID-19 impact. The figures were released by KPMG Vietnam at the annual Vietnam MA Forum 2021 held by the Dow 2 newspaper in Ho Chi Minh City Thursday. 58% of the MA value came from essential consumer goods, real estate, and finance sectors. Big deals included Japan's Sumitomo Mitsui pouring $1.3 billion into FE Credit, Singapore's SK Southeast Asia Investment investing $410 million in VinCommerce, and the UK's Barings and China's Alibaba pouring $400 million into CrownX. Of the total MA value, $1.6 billion was made by domestic investors. Hanoi Weekly News Highlights. Hanoi plans motorbike ban after 2025. Hanoi's metro trains put on trial run for elevated stations. Hanoi to spend $80 million to address traffic congestion. HNOI announces plan to promote key industrial products in 2022. Hanoi approves the planning of Red River urban area in January 2022. Hanoi plans to ban motorbikes in core districts after 2025, 5 years earlier than an earlier plan, in order to reduce traffic congestion and emissions. The ban will apply to all districts within the 3rd Ring Road and on 3 major roads, Truong Sa, Hong Sa and National Highway 5, according to a plan being prepared by the city administration. After 2030, the ban will expand to all districts within the 4th Ring Road. The plan is set to be voted upon on Tuesday. The capital has around 5.6 million motorbikes and 600,000 automobiles. Trains on the non-Hanoi train station metro lines were put on a trial run at a maximum speed of 80 km/h on December 6 morning. The speed was pushed to the maximum to check the operation quality, as well as the synchronization between the information, signals, and control systems, according to the Metropolitan Railway Management Board, MRB. The 12-kilometer non-Hanoi station metro line starts from Non in Nam Tu Lien district and ends at the Hanoi station in Dong Da district and includes 8 elevated stations and 4 underground. The trains departed from the S1 station, Non, and ran to S8 station, Ka Gia district, and returned. The distance between the 2 stations is 8.5 kilometers. The 16th Hanoi People's Council today, December 10th, approved a resolution on the program of addressing traffic congestion and ensuring traffic safety in the city for the 2021 to 2025 period with total funding of VND 1.8 trillion, $80 million. The overall target of the program is to push for the application of technologies and science in traffic management, eventually forming a smart, modern, and safe transport system in the capital city. Director of the Municipal Transport Department Vu Van Veen expected the program to result in substantial transformation in traffic safety and address the congestion issue, especially in the downtown, residential areas, provincial and national highways, or transport hubs. Hanoi has launched a plan to foster the development of key industrial products, KIP, in 2022, expecting 30 to 35 products to earn the recognition next year. The city is also working to ensure 100% of the firms manufacturing KIPs will benefit from its support policies, and such firms will push their production value up by 10 to 12% against 2021 and contribute 35 to 40% of the city's total industrial production and 15% of total exports. To this end, the city is taking 6 measures, namely improving the business environment for KIP firms, supporting KIP firms in technological development, developing human resource, selecting and honoring KIP, promoting trade and investment, and formulating supportive policies. The Hanoi People's Committee has just held the signing ceremony of the cooperation program between the Hanoi People's Committee and the Vietnam Urban Development Planning Association, the Hanoi Urban Development Planning Association in the field of construction planning on the Hanoi capital area, with 2 projects of Red River Urban Subdivision Planning, R1-5, and Duong River Urban Subdivision Planning, R6. In July 2021, the city received the unanimous opinion of the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development on implementation of flood prevention and control planning. In October 2021, the City People's Committee sent a dossier to the Ministry of Construction for opinions according to regulations. It is expected that in December 2021, the Ministry of Construction will have an official agreement. At the end of December 2021, or the first half of January 2022, the city will have enough legal basis to approve the Red River Urban Zoning Planning and Duong River Urban Zoning Planning, completely covering urban zoning planning in the whole area of Hanoi.
Ho Chi Minh Weekly News Highlights.
Land plots in Thursday Tame New Urban Area got 4 to 8 times higher than the initial price. Traffic congestion around the airport to be eased with road connection. Government to seek $8 billion in foreign investment to build 3 metro routes in Ho Chi Minh City. Work on Long Ton Airport Passenger Terminal to start in March 2022. Nova Group's strategy of synergies creating added sustainable value. For land plots in the central area of Thursday Tame New Urban Area were awarded to domestic investors in a bidding session on December 10. Ho Chi Minh City People's Committee earned a total revenue of more than 37 trillion dong, $1.6 billion, from the auction, many times higher than the initial offering price. Dream Republic JSC was given the 3 to 5 land plot of more than 6,400 square meters to build 4 to 5 story buildings with 1 basement, offering 76 apartment units on 5 floors and 1 ground basement. Dream Republic JSC had to pay 3.8 trillion dongs, $165.2 million, 6.6 times higher than the initial price of the city committee. Sheen Mega JSC has won the 3 to 8 land plot of 8,500 SQ.M with the auction price of VND 4,173.9 million, 4 times higher than the initial price. The investor will be permitted to build 4 to 10 story buildings and 1 basement with a total of 113 apartments. Bin Minh Trade and Development Investment Limited and Ngoi Sa Viet Real Estate Limited were the winners for the 3 to 9 and 3 to 12 land plots, sold for 5 trillion dongs, $217.4 million, and 24.5 trillion dongs, $1.06 billion, respectively. Meanwhile, Ngoi Sa Viet Real Estate Limited, a member of Tan Hong Minh Group, won the 3 to 12 plot for 2.45 billion dongs, $106.5 million, 8.3 times higher than the initial price. For land lots for the auction are located in functional area number 3 in the heart of Thursday Tame New Urban Area, next to Vong Kung Boulevard. The 1/500 planning has been approved with a complete infrastructure system. The auction saw the participation of many large-scale property developers, such as Quoc Loc Phat, Phat Dat Real Estate Development JSC, Hat Tuong Real Estate Group JSC, Han Real Estate Investment JSC, Dong Tin Real Estate Investment JSC, and many others. All 4 land lots have a land use period of 50 years from the effective date of the decision, with long-term use certificates issued. The Ho Chi Minh City government has just approved the project costing nearly 4.85 trillion dongs for execution in 2021 to 2024, which will connect the imminent T3 terminal of the airport with the traffic system. The project owner is the Ho Chi Minh City Management Board for Traffic Works Construction and Investment, which will source investment from the Ho Chi Minh City budget, local media reported. The project will comprise several components, including the main road, a viaduct in front of the terminal, 2 underpasses, and lighting and water drainage systems. The road, stretching over 4 kilometers, starts from Tran Quoc Hon Street near the intersection with Phan Thuc Dien Street, and ends at Song Hoa Street near the Truong Chin Junction. The viaduct along the road measures 987 meters and accommodates 4 traffic lanes. The 2 underpasses have a combined length of 42 meters. The government is soliciting billions of dollars in foreign investment in metro routes and other infrastructure projects in Ho Chi Minh City in the next 5 years. The metro projects are in an approved list of public projects seeking foreign investment in the 2021 to 25 period. The government is seeking $4.57 billion for the 36.2 kilometers metro line number 4 spanning districts 1, 3, 4, 7, 12, Go Vap, Pun Muon, and Na Bi, which are the most populous areas in the Southern Economic Center, and $1.82 billion for line number 3 and $1.48 billion for the second phase of line number 2. The city plans to build 8 metro routes in all, with the aim of having a complete and modern urban metro system, raising the capacity of public transport in the city. The Metro No. 1 project is currently being built with official development assistance and funds from the Japan International Cooperation Agency, and is expected to be completed by the end of 2023 or early 2024. The Ministry of Transport has asked the Airports Corporation of Vietnam, ACV, the investor of the Long Ton International Airport project in Dong Nai Province, to complete procedures and the appraisal of the technical design for the passenger terminal in January, so that work on the passenger terminal can begin in March next year. The ministry has asked the relevant units to accelerate the progress of the project regarding runways, taxiways, internal roads, electricity and water supply, telecom, lighting and jet fuel pumping systems, and an operation building. ACV must complete procedures to develop these items from June next year. The Ministry of Transport also requested ACV to review, design, and set out the progress in December next year for items whose basic designs have yet to be worked out. As for items conducted by the Vietnam Air Traffic Management Corporation, VATM, the corporation must quickly complete procedures to choose contractors for consulting packages, ensuring the progress of the first phase of the entire project. With nearly 3 decades of experience behind it, Nova Group is looking for partners to generate new synergies and empower the business community to reach out to the global market. Thanks to its strategy to gain a head start through friendly mergers and acquisitions, MAs, Nova Group is continuing to restructure its business by consolidating with many companies to become one of the leading economic development and investment groups in Vietnam. Nguyen Thai Phien, Deputy CEO of Nova Group, said that the group had set the mission to connect the Vietnamese business community with the same ambition to reach out to the world. Nova Group, with resources in its ecosystem, is connecting and supporting the business community to jointly create outstanding added values through high-class and experienced products and services, Phien said. After 2 bouts of restructuring, from a firm operating in agriculture and real estate, Nova Group has developed into an economic investment and development group with 8 member companies: Nova Land, Nova Service, Nova Consumer, Nova Tech, Nova Capital Partners, Nova Logistic, Nova Industry, and Nova Finance. Each company belonging to the Nova Group not only operates independently, but also combines with others, helping Nova Group provide full-service chains and creating a complete ecosystem that puts its customers and partners at its center.